Hey there, everybody. This is Ken with Covenant Gaming, and today we have got a big day. So, if you remember from last episode, I was working my way towards getting enough to hire our first driver, and that whole thing ended in a bit of a fiasco where we learned that if you're late enough, you will not make any money, you won't get any XP, nothing. So, I did some work offline to get us up to a position where we can do just that. Now, we're actually doing more than hiring drivers because at the time I wasn't thinking about the fact that there's more than drivers. You also need a garage in order to house those drivers and those new trucks. So we are actually going to do several things today. We're going to buy a new garage. We're going to buy new trucks. Those trucks are going to be used trucks, so we will be able to get a look at how the whole used truck market works in Euro Truck Simulator. And then we're going to hire some drivers in order to drive those trucks. And that should get our economy up and running. Now, in order to pay for all this, we are taking out another loan. The garage by itself costs 180,000 euros. So we are going to pay off our old loan and take out a brand new one. So let's go ahead and go through all of these things one by one. As I said, some people have been interested in the logistics of how all this works, so I'm going to go ahead and step through everything. So the first thing we need to do is go to the bank, and we have about $70,000 left in the original $100,000 loan we took. We are going to pay that off. We're sitting here, you see right there, I'm at 92,000 euros. We're going to go ahead and pay this loan back just to get rid of it. Now, in order to afford everything that we want to get, we are going to need a lot more than 100,000 euros and a lot more than this 21,000 that we have left. So we're actually going to take a really large loan out, 400,000. This is going to cost us 5,800 a day to repay. However, we should be able to take care of that between our drivers and just regular running of jobs. So it's going to take a little while to pay this one off, but we really want to get things working. So I'm not about to just earn all that money myself. So now we've gone ahead and gotten our loan, and we need to buy a new garage. So we are sitting here and it's nighttime because of the last job I did, and we are sitting here in what is this, Bratislava. The reason I picked this is because I'm actually going to pull up the map to show you why. Is over here is all the territory for the Going East DLC. And as you know, I'm working through the cities and the geography in the order that things were released. So once I complete the base game cities, Going East is going to be the next DLC that we tackle, and Bratislava is right on the border of it, positions us nicely. We could probably just fast travel in there if we wanted to, but we're not going to. So I'm going to give us a little base of operations right over here on the border. So we are going to see right here, and you'll notice this little icon on the ground right here instead of the regular icon. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, but that is a new mod that we've added. But we're going to talk about mods later. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to buy our new garage, and we're going to say yes, and there we go. We have purchased this would be our second garage, our first one that we've actually purchased. And you'll see that we have 3 bays. We also could have expanded our existing garage, but I want to spread out a little bit more. It's usually better before you expand your original garage to just buy a new one. So that is what we're going to do. So now that we have done that, we are now going to relocate my truck and player here because we only have one slot available in Frankfurt, which is where our original garage was, and I'm going to send one of my drivers over there. So in order to do that, we need to move my truck and myself, the player's home base, over to this new garage that we have just bought. So let's go ahead and first reassign the driver. We're going to go to Driver Manager, and we're going to see here I am. We click on that, and we're going to see this little, you'll see here I am driving the MAN truck, and my home base is Frankfurt, but we want to relocate that. We are going to relocate to Bratislava. So we're going to select that. We're going to pick the first of 3 slots, and we're going to hit OK. Now that relocates me. Next, we need to, nope, truck manager. Next, we need to move my truck because the truck is currently assigned here. So we're going to take that. We're going to go to truck manager. We're going to select the MAN, and we're going to select relocate. And same thing. We're going to select Bratislava, and we're going to select the same slot where I am. That'll keep us tied together, and it's going to just do a quick little, basically relocation cut jump, and now we have cleared the Frankfurt thing. All right, so we now have our new garage. We've now relocated ourselves over to there, so we have one spot in Frankfurt that's available and 2 spots here in Bratislava that are available. Now, we've got 241,000 euro left, and what I am going to do is I'm going to buy two used trucks, new for me, but 2 used trucks and hire 2 drivers. I want to get things going, since I have the cash available, I want to get things going a little bit more than they normally would. So we're not just going to get 1 truck and 1 driver. We're going to start with 2. It'll make things maybe a little tight at the beginning while the drivers get their skills up, but it's okay. We're gonna be able to cover these costs on our own. We'll still have a little bit of money left over, and that will work fine. So, as I said, what we are going to do is we are going to buy used trucks. So we go over to services, and we're going to go used. So what the used trucks are going to let us do is they're going to let us get a hold of some equipment for a little bit cheaper. Like the cheapest new truck it's probably this one, the Iveco, the bottom of the barrel Iveco, and that thing costs a good 100,000 euros. I don't want to spend that kind of money getting started. Eventually, maybe. But for now, we want to buy used trucks. Now, I don't want to buy complete pieces of garbage like this. I was doing a little research about used trucks and drivers, and a lot of people were basically saying that if it's too beat up, you'll see like right there where it says 25% engine damage, 31% transmission damage. People are saying that if those numbers are over 20, the drivers won't even use the truck. So you'll need to go and fix the truck before they'll even drive it. And I don't want to do any of that. I just want to buy a couple of trucks and be ready to go. So this Iveco is actually in 5-star condition, and it's only 70,000. We'll do a quick look through here. I'm pretty sure I know which 2 trucks I'm going to get. I think it's going to be these 2, but let's go ahead and scroll through, take a look at what we're looking for. So I'm going to discount anything that's under 4 stars. I'm going to do 4 and 5-star conditions because you get down to 3, and I could probably get away with this as well, but I don't want to have to worry about these things. That thing's got a lot of miles on it, so I'm going to stick with the 4 and 5-star because, as you can see, there's some good deals right there. Here's a Renault. I'm going to keep doing that. The Renault. This looks pretty good. This is almost a brand new Volvo, but it's kind of expensive at 96. These are both good trucks too, but again, these are all kind of expensive. I like the idea of 70,000 euro. These are over 100. I'm not spending that. So I could go with this Renault. It's pretty darn good price, but there's a lot of miles on it, and so I am going to buy this Iveco because it's a fine starter truck, and the Volvo FH Classic, which is actually one of the, you used to be able to buy these outright. Now you can't buy these anymore. Now you can only get a hold of them on the used market. These are really, really good trucks. When you upgrade these things, they're monsters. So both of these are great trucks, and I'm going to go ahead and pick the Iveco. We're going to click purchase, and we're going to stick the Iveco over in here in Frankfurt, and we're going to hit OK. That's the first one purchased. Now we're going to select the Volvo Classic Sleeper. we're going to purchase that, and we're going to assign that to Bratislava. And we're going to put that in the second slot because I'm in the first. And we'll hit OK. Okay, we got our 2 trucks. We've got 100,000 euro in the bank, which is good. I wanna have some money because we possibly will operate at a loss for a little bit, but not for too long. But I still want to have some money in the bank to not have to worry about anything. That takes care of the 2 trucks. Now we need to hire drivers, and to do that, we go to the recruitment agency. So you can see that I've been doing some work offline, exploring different cities and uncovering truck dealers and recruitment agencies. So as you encounter more of these recruitment agencies, you get access to better drivers. Better drivers become available. And so when I get to hiring a driver, you'll see that there's some better than bottom of the barrel drivers available for me. So you'll see this. We're going to click hire a driver. And what we want to do is we want to hire 2 drivers. Now, there's a couple specific things that I'm going to be looking for with drivers. The first thing I'm looking for is long distance right here. We really want to get all new drivers up to 3 in long distance and then start balancing everything out. So we're going to be looking for any drivers that contain something in long distance, 1 or more, at least 1. Beyond the 1, we are looking for anything that can make us money. Skills inside of fragile cargo, for instance, valuable cargo, the just-in-time, and we're going to ignore this eco. This saves money on gas, but we don't care about that. We don't worry about that. And then this is your ADL licenses, your explosives and flammable and things like that. So I'm seeing some decent drivers right off the bat. This guy's okay. He's got a bit of a wasted point here, but he's got 2 in fragile cargo and 1 in long distance. Elise has got 1 in long distance, but garbage here. Michael, even though he doesn't have any long distance, actually is looking pretty decent because he's got all his points in money-making skills. So he is actually a good possibility of someone that I'm going to hire. But let's go ahead and scroll through here. She's useless. He's useless. She's okay, I guess, but you'll see that he's got 3 skills. She's only got 2 skills. He's decent. He's got 2 licenses and long distance, 3 skills. You also have to look at these asked wages or things to consider. Now we get down into the junky guys. This driver's rating of 0.8. We're ignoring all of those. Those are kind of like basically your noobs. You'll see that's about as bad as it gets. We don't want any of those. So I think what we're looking at is these guys are all looking at 366. She's 361, but she's got less skills. I think I'm going to go with Michael. Like I said, he doesn't have any long distance, but he's got 3 points in money-making skills. So he is going to be good. He's going to be worth having. So I'm going to go ahead and hire him. And I'll stick him in Frankfurt on the Iveco. So go ahead and click OK. We hired him. Next is, let's see, who is our next one? I don't like any of them particularly. Ahmed looks pretty good because he's got a useless skill here, but he's pretty. But then Daniel's he's got these licenses, which I don't know. You know what? He's asking for less money than Ahmed, so we're gonna go with Daniel. We're gonna go with Daniel. He doesn't have any of these, but we're good. We'll hire Daniel. We're gonna stick him in Bratislava where we are, and we're gonna give him the Volvo. And now we're gonna hit OK. There it is. We've got 2 drivers. Now we have one more thing that we want to do. We need to set up our drivers to how we want them to grow. We get control over how skills are assigned to the drivers as they level up, because they level up just as we do. So as I said, my strategy is going to be, for at least the first several drivers, is that I want these guys working on their long distance until they get 3 points in here. Once they get 3 points, then I'll switch over to balanced and just kind of let them grow themselves. So I am going to select long distance for him. And we will go back and select Daniel, and we will go long distance with him. So now we need to keep an eye on these guys and watch their skills over time, and watch for when these things hit 3. Once they hit 3, we will go back in here and we'll just switch these to balanced, and we'll just let them go from there. Maybe at some point we might start tweaking some of these around as we grow more and more, but for now, that's what we're doing. We're going to stick with long distance and then move to balanced. And that gets our economy up and running. We've got 2 drivers, we've got 2 trucks. The hope is that they will now be engaging in new jobs. So, speaking of jobs, with the business out of the way, we need to go ahead and get ourselves a job and do a little bit of traveling, and then we can start to catch up on everything that's happened since our last episode. I'm going to go ahead and grab us a new job, and I will be right back. All right, we're back, and we have just picked up a job bringing a delivery to Klagenfurt am Wörthersee. We will be passing through Graz as well, so we got ourselves a couple of towns that we can talk about on the way. In the meantime, we do have some interesting developments with the game. I'm going to go ahead and get us out onto the highway, and then we will have lots to talk about. I will see you in just a couple more minutes. All right, we are on the road. So, some changes for the game. I have begun to add some mods in. I'd said before in earlier episodes that I was starting out keeping mods at a minimum, and there are still certain things that I'm minimizing. I'm not adding any map mods, no pro mods or anything like that. I want to get through all the game content first before we start opening things up in that way. I also don't want to change the gameplay drastically, so I'm staying away from, at least for now, the economy mods and things like that. Stuff like that might change later, but for now I'm keeping the gameplay really simple, and I'm keeping the trucks simple for now. I will probably add truck mods in. Those will be one of the sooner ones that I do, and if some interesting truck mods come out, maybe I'll start adding them and buying those and driving those around. But for now, we're keeping that. But there are some things I added to increase immersion. I do like the mods that increase immersion. So last episode, I was asking around about, there's people that had mentioned an icon mod that would get rid of all those real video game looking icons in the world as you're driving around, the green ones that show, you know, the trailer to pick up with the big flashing thingy dingy, and the drop off location with the big flashing lights. And so I wanted to kind of get rid of those real video game looking things and get rid of those. And there was a icon mod that does exactly that, but I didn't know the name of it. So thanks to our own Sword Destin, he gave me the link and the name so that I could go ahead and grab it. It's right in the Steam workshop. All the mods that I'm talking about today, I'm going to add down into the description. I keep a list down there of everything about the game, and I have a section in there specifically for mods. So if anyone's interested in what's being run, you can go ahead and look in the description and see all that there. So I added those. I did spend a little time getting used to it because it is different. You gotta look a little closer for things. You gotta watch your GPS for where you're supposed to be going a little bit more carefully. But it's fantastic. I love it. So I think you guys are gonna love it too. It takes a lot more of that video gamey stuff out. So that's a good addition. I also added in, what do we have happening here? What is this? Hold on. We'll keep talking mods once we get past this. Is he blocking our path? He is. All right. and it is the helicopter. We cannot get past that guy. Sometimes I like to just sort of sneak my way past these things, but the helicopter, that blade will screw you up. There's no easy way to get around that without cheating. And so we are kind of stuck adding a little bit more time to our drive now because of that. All right, hold on. I'm going to jump into the map and I'm going to plan a new route. All right, we're past the helicopter. I actually ended up cheating because that thing was in a real pain in the butt place, and trying to get around that to our destination was just going to take forever. And I have some specific towns I want to go through, and you know what? I'm in charge. We just teleported past it, so we're fine. That's actually, sometimes I think about turning those things off because when it blocks your navigation and makes you reroute, it's a royal pain in the butt. It's not as bad when you have pro mods added because you have a lot of alternate routes and everything, but the base game doesn't give you a lot of alternate routes when an exit is blocked. Like in the real world, if an exit's blocked, you just go down one, and it's pretty easy to get around usually. But with this, not so much. So I just decided to not bother screwing around with it. I probably could have figured something out, but I'm not worried about it. So back to the mods. Again, thanks to Sword for sending me the icon mod. I think the game's going to look a heck of a lot better because of it. I think the videos are going to be a lot more enjoyable because of it. So you guys let me know what you think. All right, the other stuff I added. I did add, like I said, I didn't want to add pro mods, the maps, to the game. But pro mods, the organization actually has a couple other mods which are nice. They have one that adds some cabin accessories to your truck. And they have another one that updates the trailers and the companies in the game to be real companies and real trailers instead of the made up ones that SCS uses. So I installed those. So what you will see now, for those familiar with these areas, you should start seeing trailers for companies that you actually recognize. And our pickup and drop off locations should be actual companies that exist. Now, I won't particularly notice this difference, but I did this more for you guys than for myself because, I thought you might like it more seeing things that you recognized. So I went ahead and added those. And I do like the look of it. Driving around a little bit, like I said, I don't recognize the names, but the quality of the the skins, the paint jobs and everything are really, really high quality. So I like the looks of the trailers a lot now, and the company signage and everything like that. Everything looks great. So that those I think are all positive changes. Like I said, I think that's it for mods for now. I will, like I said, as time goes on, I will be considering other things. If you guys have particular mods that you think are good to add, that are worth adding, that won't, like I said, I don't want to add anything to the map, and I don't want to mess around with the way that the game plays. I want to keep those things pretty stable. But if there's other things that you guys are interested in, maybe some nice weather mods or traffic mods or things like that, stuff that'll make it more immersive and look better, you let me know and I will take a look and I will consider it. Other than that, I also need to give thanks to Nomad, who is becoming my resident pronunciation fixer. Last episode, I talked about beer in one of the towns. Can't remember which town, but I talked about I pronounced it Weeb. It was like spelt W-E-I-B-E or something like that, and I pronounced it Weeb, and I knew darn right well that I had that one wrong. So I was asking, how is that pronounced, for all you beer lovers out here? And Nomad came to the rescue. He told me that is pronounced as W-E-I-S-S, so Weiss. Alternatively, you can pronounce it as white, W-H-I-T-E. So Weiss or white. And that's the proper way to do it. So thank you again, Nomad, for correcting me. I'm sure I will have more mispronunciations this episode, and I would ask for you, as well as anyone else, to continue to leave comments to let me know what I'm getting wrong. So we are on our way to Graz next. That gets us about caught up on all the channel news and the changes and all that. So I am going to go ahead and get us closer to Graz. Then we can talk about what sorts of interesting things I learned about that place when I was doing my research. I will see you in a few minutes. All right, we are passing just to the south of Graz right now. Now, as I was doing some jobs to make some money, Graz was one of the towns that I already uncovered. So normally I would have to drive up and take a little detour up into that town so that we could uncover it on the map, and then we would talk about it there. But because I have already uncovered it, we will go ahead and just talk about it now as I'm driving past it. When we get to Klagenfurt, that's a brand new city that I haven't touched at all, and we'll be able to get a little more, we'll get inside that town, we'll look around a little bit at it, and we'll get a better look at it. But as for Graz, there was two real interesting things I learned. One that's more interesting maybe to me, but so Graz is considered the culinary capital of Austria. Now, my wife and I are, I might not use the word foodies, but we like to go out to restaurants. We like to eat different types of food. We like to experience the whole food thing. So I guess foodies is the right word, but that sometimes that kind of comes with a little bit of a pretentious attitude, which I'm not really a fan of that. So we like food, whether you want to call that a foodie or not, whatever. So the fact that Graz is the culinary capital of Austria is fascinating to me. That would probably mean if I was in that area, I would almost definitely go and visit there, so that we could experience some of the local restaurants, see the different kinds of food. So that's cool and all, but the most interesting thing was, this was kind of interesting. So back on the museum theme that we pick up every once in a while as we're going to different towns. So there is a museum in Graz called the Kunsthaus Graz. And this museum, and I'm going to put a picture up of it in a minute, and you'll see why I put this picture up. This museum is locally known as the Friendly Alien. That's the nickname that the locals have given to this museum. And as I was reading this, I was like, really? Why would you call a museum the Friendly Alien? That's a bit of an odd choice. And so I went and I looked up the museum itself, and I saw a picture of it, and I'm going to put that up on the screen right now, and you can quite clearly see why it's given this nickname. It is an extremely unique looking building with all those little nubs on the back. It's just very, very strange. I'll stick up a couple more little tidbits of info about it, specifically, like why was you'll see income 438, driver Michael S. We just made our first 438 from our drivers. Awesome. So I'll put up a little information about the architect and maybe something about why it's named that way and all that. But the building itself is quite fascinating looking. So that was the other interesting thing about Graz. So next, as you saw, we are now making money. I was going to pop in at the end of the episode and show how we confirm that the drivers are making money. So I'm actually going to do that right now, because we did see that we're pulling in some money. So let's go ahead and jump in here and take a look at our, we'll go back to career, company, driver manager. So you'll see Michael S. right here has this icon. And if you look here and you select it, it says resting. Now that means he's not doing a job. He's not earning any money right now. However, he was just doing a job, and he just earned 480 euros. If you look at Daniel, you'll see this icon right here. It's the same icon that we have. This is out currently doing a job. And he is on duty, and what is he doing currently? He's carrying roof lights from Bratislava to, hey, the same place that we're going. Maybe we'll run into him. And he finishes up in an hour. You get a little more economic info here about how much he's making per day. So Michael's not really earning very much right now. As I said, we are going to operate these guys aren't going to really be earning much for us at the beginning until we get them leveled up a little bit. But I will be earning enough that we can cover the loan, so we shouldn't really hit a loss. So we'll be fine. But that is how you determine that your drivers are working. Whenever you hire a new driver and you buy a new truck, you're going to want to go and you're going to want to make sure that they're actually working. You know, if something bugs out, or if you, for instance, buy a used truck and it's too junky for them to drive, they're just going to sit there. And the game very well might not even tell you about it. Or if it does put a message up, you might not see it. So always come in here and verify when you hire new drivers and get new trucks that everything is working. So we'll go ahead and pop back out there. And now we are going to be approaching Klagenfurt shortly. So I am going to go ahead and get us a little bit closer to there, and we will catch up when we get there. See you soon. Welcome to Klagenfurt am Wörthersee. All right, so this one's got a... Oh, this is good. It's good that there's a red light here because we got a pretty cool story that I dug up about this place, and I got to read something sort of verbatim because the story's really cool, and I don't want to paraphrase it and screw it up. So, this is about how this town was founded. So, legend has it that Klagenfurt was founded after a group of brave men slayed an abominable winged lindworm, which I guess is like a German word for dragon, basically. Slayed an abominable dragon from the moors adjoining the lake, and that dragon was preying on the nearby duchy. Sorry, I gotta drive and read at the same time. It's a pain in the butt. The legend says that a tower at the edge of the moor was erected to watch out for the dragon, and that the dragon was baited using a bull fitted with a chain and hook. So basically like a fishing lure, but with a bull instead of a worm. And that caught the beast's palatal, whatever that is. I think that's the mouth. Yeah, so caught him in the mouth. The village was subsequently founded on the battle site, which later expanded into a town, while the watchtower made way for a castle. The feat is commemorated by a grandiose 9-ton Renaissance monument in the city center. Now, this town has a photo opportunity, and I am really, really hoping that that photo opportunity is of the monument of the dragon. We're going to find out. If not, it'll be a big bummer. I'm hoping that it is exactly what it seemed like the most interesting thing about the town when I was reading. So I would think that that's what's going to be it. But we'll find out if they chose something else. We are going to just zip past this. What is that? A truck dealer or a... Yep, there we go. A recruitment agency. And the photo op is right up here around the corner. And we'll see if it is the Dragon Monument. But I thought that was, anyway, and then it went on to say how it was actually founded. And I didn't even bother reading that because I didn't really care. I was like, no, I don't care about how it was actually founded. I love the idea of this legend of putting a big bull on a hook on a chain attached to a tower and using that to catch a dragon. And then and then the town building up around the site of this dragon, and then actually building a monument for that thing. And I'm going to put up a picture of that monument regardless, and I am not seeing anything that looks like a dragon monument. So that's going to be, I don't know, let's get a little bit closer here, and maybe it'll be what it is. So let's go ahead. No, I don't think so. Nope. It's the palace. This, I'm going to guess, is the castle that replaced the watchtower in the legend. That is kind of a bummer, but oh well. You can't have everything you want, you know. Sometimes they get it, sometimes they don't. I think that's a missed opportunity, but what are you going to do? And that was really the only interesting thing I found about this town. So as we get closer to our drop-off point, which is right up ahead, we will catch up one final time. I'll see you in a couple of minutes. All right, we have arrived at our destination, and right here you can see right there those lines. This is, oh boy, I just did a junky job of approaching this parking spot. See those two lines right there? That's where we're supposed to park. So instead of the, the gray thing painted on the ground that looks very video gamey, they've replaced it with some nice looking lines on the ground. And I have to get myself turned around so we can park. So I'm going to, yeah, there we go. Let's get ourselves turned around. Oh, that's not too bad. Not too bad, not too bad. Let's see if we can get this kind of straight and back it right in. I think we're gonna have an easy time of this one. We'll see. All right, let's see how we do. Nice. That actually might be one of the best ones yet. Not bad at all. All right, let's see. We made ourselves, finally, you can see me actually making money. 8,500, 560 experience. So you'll see we are up at level 12. I'm going to go ahead and pull up my skills so you can see what we did. Where is it? Skills. Yeah, I've been pouring skills into everything that makes money. I'm skipping just-in-time. I don't like just-in-time missions, so I'm skipping those. But we've got ourselves in a pretty good situation for the money-making skills. Things are looking good. All right, and with that, we will wrap up this episode. I would ask that if you liked it, we would ask that you leave a comment, like, subscribe, do all that stuff that helps the channel to grow, helps me know that you guys are engaged and enjoying it. And let me know what you think. Until next time, this is Ken with Covenant Gaming saying, see you later.